Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. So the black actor, I believe his name is Caleb McLaughlin, from the Netflix series Stranger Things, which I basically have stopped watching. The African-American actor, he's an African-American guy, he's claiming that the reason why he doesn't have as many viewers on his Instagram account, I believe, is because, hold on to your hat, he's black. That's right. All this racism, man. I'm telling you. The reason why he has less viewers and less subscriptions is because he's black. That's what he's saying. Now, the article states that the man is in his 20s, early 20s, but yet he's crying that he doesn't have all these viewers and so forth. His account is because he's black. Now, this article that I'm going to read is an opinion piece. So clearly the writer of the article is giving his opinion after he makes the assessment of what Caleb has to say about his lack of viewership or lack of subscriptions. Okay. But I'm going to give and I agree with his opinion, 100% agree with this person's opinion because I have something to add to that. So let's get into this article. And it starts off with Caleb McLaughlin, one of the co-stars of the Netflix hit Stranger Things, is attacking the show's fans as racist. He's certain that the fact he's not as popular as his white co-stars is due to the fact he's black. My first Comic-Con, some people didn't stand in my line because I was black. I love it how he just reads that right off the bat. That they didn't stand in his line. Some people didn't stand in my line because I'm black. So suggesting that there were some people in his line, but some that didn't stand in his line because, he's black. That's always the reason. Anyway, he goes on to say, some people told me like, quote, "Oh, I didn't want to be in line because you were mean to 11. He said at a Heroes Comic-Con Belgium event Sunday. Even now, some people don't follow me or don't support me because I'm black." Phew, Lord have mercy. Why do I have the least amount of social media followers? I'm on the same show as everybody from season 1, he added. His parents, now this is, I guess this is the opinion piece says, his parents told him that, quote, "the sad truth is that he's less popular because he's the, quote, black child on the show." Thank you, parents. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for assessing that situation. Because I was wondering, was it my character? Was the aura I put on? I was wondering. So it had to be because I'm black. Well, let's go on. According to the far left BuzzFeed, Caleb, of course, is far left. That's all they got. That's all the far left has is race, right? Caleb, who is 20 years old now, has 15.4 million Instagram followers. Now, before I read the rest of this, he has 15.4 million Instagram followers. I wish I had 1,000 subscribers on my doggone YouTube channel. I've been doing this over a year and I'm still learning, and I'm black, but I could go around crying, well, the reason why I don't have as many subscribers and so forth and many viewers is because I'm black, which would be a problem because there are quite a few black YouTubers that have millions of subscribers and millions of views. Man, shut up. Don't give me, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me read the rest of this. His co-stars follower count is higher, and in some cases, much higher. Gatton Mazzarezo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has 18.7 million followers. Finn Wolfhard has 26.3 million. Noah Schnapp has 27.6 million. And Millie Bobby Brown has 58.5 million. So the only explanation for this discrepancy is that Stranger Things fans are ugly racists who hate black people. Now he gets into the article gets into the opinion piece. But listen to this opinion piece because I 100% agree, because this is exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to add something else to that. What a terrible and ignorant thing to say about your own fans, which it is. It's me. That is terrible to say about your own fans. You're racist, and that's why Now, that's probably going to separate the ones he have. And if it don't, they're going to try to do things to prove that they're not racist. So now they're going to be walking around with this stupid feeling of white guilt. Woo, Lord have mercy. Caleb is obviously, the article goes on to say, the opinion piece goes on to say, Caleb is obviously plagued with parents who are consumed with race, thanks to the Democrats and the liberal, as opposed to common sense and access to Google. Because if anyone in the McLaughlin family had access to Google, they would see that some of the most popular people on Instagram are not white. Now, I don't know. I don't have an Instagram account, but let's assume that this opinion piece by Nick Nolte, Nick, is correct. I'm pretty sure he's not making this up. Dwayne Johnson has 338 million. Selena Gomez, 347 million. Beyonce, 274 million. Nicki Minaj, 201 million. Kevin Hart, 152 million. I could go on and on. Look at all these people with all. And last I checked, Beyonce wasn't white. Last I checked, Nicki Minaj wasn't white. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart, last I checked, he wasn't white. Nowadays, it's not your only, the article goes on to say, nowadays, it's not only stupid to cry racism about anything in America, it is especially stupid to cry racism if you are in the entertainment business. Some 40 years ago, 40 years when I was growing up, and he emphasizes 40 years because clearly this was 40 years ago in a time that maybe things would have been more racist. That's what he emphasized. But look at this. When I was growing up, the pop culture landscape looked like this. Top movie star, Eddie Murphy. Absolutely right. Top comedian, Richard Pryor. Absolutely right. Top daytime TV star, Oprah Winfrey. Absolutely right. Top nighttime TV star, Bill Cosby. Absolutely right. Top music stars, Michael Jackson, Prince, Tina Turner. Absolutely right. Don't even get me started on sports and let me add something to that. In the early 80s, I believe that it may have came out in the late 70s, early 80s, was Different Strokes. And the young guy, Gary Coleman. From last I checked, Gary Coleman was black. Original black. Okay? And when I had watched the documentary on him, it got to the point where he was the highest paid actor on TV. But he was black. Popular all over America. Loved all over America by white people all over America. And they didn't love him because they had white guilt. They loved him because he appealed to them. He appealed to their sensibilities. He was funny. He was lovable. That's what that was about. The article goes on to say, I grew up in rural Wisconsin, and if my high school friend had a sister, you could bet a poster of a black person was pinned to her wall, and no one thought a thing of it. Granted, I don't watch Stranger Things, which I'm gonna put I don't watch Stranger Things anymore. I watched the first 2 seasons, and then after that, I just stopped watching it. For whatever reason, I just lost interest. The article goes on to say, still, my educated guess is that Caleb lacks behind the others in fan passion because he lacks the charisma of his co-stars. That's what I was thinking. See, I was thinking about another thing. I certainly don't think it's race related. Because as he mentioned in this article, all the other black people that have all kinds of viewers and popularity among whites, and come on, man, it can't be race related. The same concept he says here is he may have lacked charisma of his co-stars, or his character is not as beloved, or the writing for his character doesn't pop up as much as it does for the others. I totally agree with that assessment, and that is exactly what I was thinking. There's other reasons for that. A lot of times your character don't have the lines that much, so it's not shown as much. Don't have the charisma. I remember Bruce Lee. One of the things that martial artist Bruce Lee had was charisma. Bruce Lee was not known for his acting talents. He was known for his martial arts skills, but he was also known for his charisma. And he was beloved by people of all races all over the world, in part because of his martial arts skills and his charisma. When you saw Bruce Lee on the screen, your eyes brightened up. He took full attention without even saying anything. You could have put Bruce Lee among all the other martial artists, Jim Kelly and all the rest. You could have put them among, and Bruce Lee would have stood out. Not only because he, in many people's opinions, as well as my opinion, he was more superior martial artist, but he had charisma. He had the power to attract people towards him. And that's a part of it. If you don't have that charisma, then doesn't matter what race you are. People are not going to want to watch you. They're not going to want to be bothered. You might get a few fans, but not many. The article goes on to say, or maybe, just maybe, the fans sense his disgusting contempt from them. A healthy culture doesn't create disgusting, ungrateful little brats like Caleb McLaughlin. He's young, famous, rich, healthy, and crybabying. At 20 years old, he's as privileged as any person in the history of mankind, and he's crybaby. And I agree with that opinion. I agree with that assessment. You 20 years old, you got millions of subscribers. Okay, you making money. I know you're not poor. I wish I had what he had. I wish I had the popularity on my YouTube channel that he has. I wish I had the money that he has. I'm in a financial strait right now, struggling paying rent. And you crying about you don't have as many subscribers, you don't have as many viewers, you're not as popular because you black. Man, grow up. Get up here. Let's go on with this article. I'll tell you something else a healthy culture doesn't do. It doesn't enable this kind of behavior and ingratitude and slander. And people getting tired of that. Unfortunately, we do not live in a healthy culture. That's the end of that article right there, that opinion piece. But I totally agree with that man's opinion and his assessment on this. This kind of stuff has to stop. All this race. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even think that. When you know you have all these black people right now that are more popular than tons of white people, and yet you cry racism. As the article says in an opinion of Nick, when he gave his opinion on that, I agree with the fact that there may be other reasons why you don't have as many viewers and many supporters. Okay? There's other reasons for that. But as the article says, you may have parents that's pushing this idea that, oh, it's because you're black. Man, you 20 years old and you believe in that stupidity, that ignorance. When are people going to wake up and stop giving in to this stuff and start searching for other reasons why they're not popular or other reasons why certain things are not working out for their lives? When are we going to get to the point where we can stop saying this? I get so sick and tired of hearing black people and hearing race, period. I'm getting so sick and tired of the racial thing. I don't know what to do. I want to barf. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Grow up. Be a man. Be a woman. Do something with your life, man. We're in the most freest time in America in history. Black people, Hispanics, or anybody, but I'm mostly picking on the blacks because they're the ones that's doing this the most from my observations. From my observations and my experiences, so don't jump on me. This is what I see. This is what I experience. This is what I deal with, and that's why I talk about it. They're the main ones hollering about racism, and racism is the cause of their problems instead of taking personal responsibility for what they're doing and what they should be doing and not doing. You didn't get the job because you came with your hair nappy. You didn't get the job because you musty. You didn't get the job because the supervisors and the people you're going to do an interview, you said, come dressed in a suit. You come dressed with your pants hanging down. Common sense, man. Common sense. Take personal responsibility for your actions. And maybe, just maybe, things might work out. I know I'm preaching, but I'm a preacher, so what do you expect? I mean, every now and then I might preach and give a sermon. I hope y'all taking notes. But I'm just passionate about this stuff because I feel it needs to stop. And let me end the video on this note. I mostly talk about this kind of stuff clearly on my YouTube channels because I kind of stopped talking about it in person because I'm sick and tired of arguing with people over stuff that I think is common sense, that I think you need to read and study and dig a little bit deeper before you start making these assessments about things. And I get tired of arguing about being called a coon and a Uncle Tom and a sellout. I'm sick of talking to people about that. So I don't say nothing. I do all my talking and all my spinning on my YouTube channel. If you want to hear me talk about race issues, then I'll talk about it 99.9% of the time on my YouTube channel. Other than that, I ain't got nothing to say. Because if I sense that you don't want to hear anything from the other side, then I'm not going to bother to waste my time. Because I'm going to end up saying something that I'm going to have to repent and ask God for forgiveness for. I'm just saying. But here, in this article here, this guy needs to stop crying. He needs to stop boo-hooing. And if I ever decide to watch Netflix again and I see his face, I'm going to be pretty upset. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.